want to try out this 5-color humans deck I've been seeing around a little bit. Came in second place in the challenge today on top of being similar to the style of deck I used to play in Modern. 8 1-drops. Spirit 1 being a human's an interesting one. Reminds me of the Naya Blitz decks of old. Aspirant, Dahlia, Lieutenant. Big part of the Coco humans decks of before. Back in Standard, but now we have Werewolf Pack Leader. It's green 1 and 2 drops are interesting to be humans. Pack Leader giving humans draws. Very interesting to me. One of Falconer. Between Lieutenant, Experiment 1, and Aspirant, being able to just give your creatures counters pretty big, and then giving them all evasions huge. Adeline, very strong. And the classic Reflector Mage, Mantis Rider package. Because we don't have stuff like Meddling Mage, Champion of the Parish. Gotta work with what we got. You know, these aren't quite as good as Champion of the Parish. Not having Meddling Mage makes Kitetail Freebooter, Image, things like that we'd like for the modern versions. So I think this is going to be a little bit more aggressive than it is like a lockout deck, like the old humans deck was, even though it had aggressive starts for sure. Some portable holes, some rest in pieces, Cathar's, Spellbinders, one combo. I think this might be better as 2 of them, but I'm curious to see out this list. I like the Shapers. Alright, let's hop in there, see what we can get done. Alright. And it's pretty good. Against BLJ here. Good. This Winoda? If it's Winoda, could be bad for us. Play this for human here. At least be block here, but it is Winoda. Not going to be the greatest thing for us. Yeah, it is Winoda. Pass. +3. Okay, no Winoda here. That's good for us. Take our 2, draw our card. Alright, Innkeeper's a problem. Definitely flooding out here. There's many of our free lands here. Red.
That's it. That's gonna do it. Sky Mason is our champion.
Hey, Peter. Thanks so much for the follow. Yeah, alright. Or for the sub. Thank you, Peter, for the sub. I'm gonna say they have Winoda if they're doing this and not blocking to trade there. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Well, no, actually. Oh. I missed the attack. It's truly genius. Genius things. No, I didn't actually, because they went to 17. They've just been gaining enough life, it looked like it. Alright, we have a Coco. Oh, okay. Well, this would be a good Deputy of Detention moment, but not where we're at. But they don't have a Winoda or the 6-drop. Mage Lieutenant. We can just bounce the elemental. Reflector Mage isn't bad. Yeah, I think we want to give them all flying and then go from there. We are in bad shape if they have a Winoda. 4, 8, 11, 13. Yeah, the triple Innkeeper, I think, has gained them enough life that we might die to a Winoda, but alright. They had a great setup, they just couldn't find the Winoda. But played out the same sort of aggressive way, usually does. If it's to be believed, if they don't have Winoda, we should be able to outgrind them with bigger creatures. We want Portable Hole Cathar. I don't think we want Spellbinder, Rest in Peace, Combo, Liberator. From what I saw from my friend playing this list, Falconer looked really good, and like there it got through an extra, you know, 8-10 damage just by throwing one lieutenant, getting its counters, and then flying. Alright, so we want these 5 in. What don't we want? Adeline's kind of awkward into as many ground creatures as they have. I don't know if I want Adeline or Spellbinder. I want this more. We don't need Thalia. What else don't we? Definitely want the Cathars. I feel like flying's a good place to be in this kind of matchup, just 'cause they don't have a way to interact with it. We're gonna have to go over the top of their Huntmasters. Could just be Aspirins, but if we get into a board stall, these are so good. I'd say it'd be experiment ones, just like trim down on the aggressive side, be a little bit more mid-range, go over the top of them here. Not great into the Winoda side, but I think on the play we can reevaluate, but on the draw I think we need to just try and interact with them. I can't imagine we're favored in the matchups where they just like slam a Winoda. But that's more or less where we have to be careful. And is just awkward enough. The fact that we can't cast our removal spell here, and we don't have anything to curve into this, I think we can find a better. Yeah, this is better for sure. I'll put away this. They're almost assuredly gonna have early creatures. No dork of their own, huh? Poodle Cathar is not bad. I mean, if they just play nothing, play nothing, play nothing, we're in trouble, but... Alright, Goose we can deal with cleanly. Mantis Rider... Human. We're gonna need to draw a land here. If we draw a land, we're just like starting to clock them really quickly here. Alright, well. Any third lands in chat? Oh yeah, if Honored Hierarch was playable, that would be interesting. Strong effect, but just like guaranteeing you get in is tough for sure. Alright, land. No land to eat the Winoda there. That's pretty rough. Although if they just attack us for 4, it's not the end of the world. Does give them a chance to like have a rending volley for this though, which is a much bigger problem. Or the chariot. Alright, we'll die. Alright. Play. I like the strategy we have of just like interacting with them. I think we just need to... I mean, it came in second today, Jay. It just came in second. How's it going? It's also new enough that we don't know. But it's been powerful every time I've seen it go off. It just does have, you know, some problems. Your disruption isn't as much as it was in modern versions, but your aggressive starts are still just as good. Alright, we're gonna need to find a third land, but hopefully the pack leader can help us out with this. Oh, this game they have the elf. Alright. We can at least interact with their 3. Oh, it depends. I played a lot of humans in Modern. It wasn't Claudio, I don't think. I'd have to check. I saw it talked about. But I have no idea who was that actually was the top 8er. Brutal Cathar, you brutal Cathar. Yeah, this deck's been floating around a little bit now. Voice, sure. Probably just means we're gonna main phase this. I don't have to. We want to flip this, but we're pretty happy to try and find a Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage. This. Could trade this. Yeah, Meddling Mage reprint and New Compendio would be great. I think I would trade, actually. They're 2 dorks. Still doesn't draw me a card, but I'd be happy to make that trade. Alright, so they have Voice in hand. My guess is that they're looking at land Ubenwald. No, they just had the Winoda. 2 triggers, but we get to eat these 2, so if they don't get particularly large things... Second Winoda is not particularly large. I'd like them to just not hit a Hunt Master. Alright, Brutal Cathar is fine. Oh, Brutal Cathar, take Brutal Cathar, take Brutal Cathar. Alright, well, we get to eat this. We need this to find something that can gain all these things. Mojo Jojo, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate it. That's not gonna do it. 3, 6, 9, 10. But they only get 1 Winoda trigger. Yeah, they only get 1 Winoda trigger. Why don't we get in there for 9? Threaten lethal. They're up. We have Company Lieutenant next turn, but they only get 1 Winoda trigger. So hopefully we just don't die and then we kill them on the crackback. We're presenting lethal in the air. We know they have a voice, which doesn't do anything. So has 4 to make it a 5/3. Make it a 6. Voice is fine. Eldritch Evolution for what? A Brutal Cathar? Blade Historian. Okay, well. That'll be a pain. They hit the Brutal Cathar. Alright, let's do our math here. Here, block here, take 2, 4, 6. Or sorry, 6, 12, die. Can't do that. So that's indestructible, so we want to do this one. They'll trade, we'll get the Brutal Cathar here. Take 10, go to 1. Alright, this trades. Eat this. Reflector Mage. This. Yeah, Reflector Mage this. We have 4. Okay, well that does it too. Blue, white, red. We had 4 attackers, so at least 1 was going to get through. When we played the Lieutenant, we got him dead. So even without the second Mantis Rider, just the Lieutenant there would be 4, and then any one of these getting through. Alright. Ooh, close one, but we got there. Always good to start off by beating Winoda. Winoda also had a pretty good weekend, I want to say. It finished first or second alongside humans today. And then did, I think, put one top 8 yesterday? Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with humans was the mana base. So getting the additional 4 You know, this version has 10 sort of rainbow lands, and then your base white, splash green. So you're able to make the mana work. Once the mana works on 5-color humans, it's just about figuring out if you have the tools to be more controlling or if you have to be more low-to-the-ground aggro. I think Pioneer missing out on stuff like Meddling Mage means you have to go the aggro way. Stands great. I think we want to just put a land back. Even though it's a little awkward, I think we do just want to hit our curve. Any land here. They didn't show us a companion, so maybe taking the damage doesn't matter, but this on human lets us cast our whole hand. Just lead on this. Okay, so it's not a Luris deck, so it's probably the like little bit bigger mono red aggro we've been seeing around lately. I think I'll block. Yeah, it looks like the mono red. Block. They want to throw a spell at our face, that's fine. Sure. Locks them out of casting Thalia here. Or killing Thalia here, which is nice. Thalia I don't think will block if they attack. Chain Whirler. Devastation. Alright, well, we're gonna need this 3-3 to be good enough, because then we're gonna play this and crack this and go from there. Yeah, Chain Whirler plus Soulscar Mage. Jeez. Yeah, we're just getting run over. So take 5. Mantis Rider at least gets us something. Yeah, I also kind of hope they never do something like Pioneer Horizons. I'm pretty happy with where Pioneer is, and like cards being powerful enough for standard tends to be just like a good enough natural gate. Alright, we will die to the second Chain Whirler by a lot. Alright, bring in these. Well, it's not actually as good against them. I want to bring in these for Chain Whirler. Just bring in Portable Hole is just a consideration. Might even just be just the Vapors. These. Falconer Adeline. Since they're their bigger version, I'm just going to cut down to 2 Portable Holes. A lot of the things we care about are the 3 and 4 drops. And it's almost good enough, but same problem for our lands. Alright, I think this is the best hand we've seen so far. Oop. Other way around. It was like one of our one ways to catch up on a mull like this. But like keeping Thalia Coco is just like not a real thing. Let's see, which one drop do they have? Swift Spear? Sure. Alright, backup Thalia at least gives us a chance to push through if they kill this one. But we're not looking great on a mull to 4 here. Yeah, no blocks. Alright, well, we're still in this game. We draw a land and never have cast this Pack Wolf. It's going to be sad that we didn't keep Coco, but I don't think that's reasonable. Alright, we'll take it. They probably just Bone Crusher Giant this. Lightning Strike it, sure. Alright, play a 3-3. A little on this if we wanted to try and draw a card here. This is my second game with it. A friend of mine was doing pretty good with it, but you know, certainly still early enough that I can't really give too much of a structured criticism or thoughts about it. I mean, I think the mana base is a lot better than you would expect, just with the 10 sort of rainbow lands, but it really just comes down to how good a tribal aggro deck's gonna be. But it looks pretty solid so far. But then again, I think, yeah, killing this Mantis Rider probably seals our doom on this Mulda 4, but so far the biggest problem has been number of lands one way or another, but that's not super indicative, it's just small look. Walk here. Take 4, hope to draw Coco. Okay, well double Eidolon means we have to draw Coco. 4. Yeah. Not in a good way. Alright, well we can't cast that and we're dead to a land, so dead 2 ways to a land. But we need to draw a land into Coco. 1/1s. With haste, that's illegal. Alright, we'll die. Alright, well our Mulda 4 didn't work out. And getting Chain Whirlered in our all X1 hand was not great, but I don't know if that's particularly indicative of the deck. They won the challenge a week or so ago with Mono Green Karn, so I wonder if they're still playing it. They play a lot of everything, I run into them pretty often in the queues. So we'll see what they're on today. Alright, they show us Yorion, so definitely not same deck. From the draw, we have 1-drop in Coco. Oh, mono white book. Mono white book might be a tough one for us. We're not going to have any way to interact with the book combo. So let's hope they don't land that early. No, green white. Interesting. What are we? Oh, then it's Incarnation. Also not great for us. Alright, so we're gonna have Mantis Rider attack for 5 next turn into Coco. There was a mono black zombies deck that 5-0'd last week. I feel like decks like that, you could find like an Antuco Husk type deck. You could probably put Liliana in there. She was very powerful in Standard, but I don't know if she does enough in Pioneer at least. You're gonna find Enigmatic, I'm sure, or Fires. Alright. White red. Oh, the discard Lily. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, she saw play in sideboards, I want to say, at a point. Yeah, she saw some sideboard play. I just don't know what deck wants her at this point. I think the mono black deck played her. Proud of Ambition. We'll be able to play around that. We want to play. I think we just want to attack for 6. Maybe next turn we get play 2 creatures, but I don't think we want to put Wandering Mind back in their hand. Yeah, put one of these. Yeah, the Goblink deck's definitely. Alright, well, a tough one for us. But Yori into hand, get to blink everything. Tough. And this makes our non-creature spells too expensive. Hmm. Alright, we'll do this. Blinking this doesn't actually do much for us. I guess it does protect us from the Yori and getting an extra one. But yeah, if you had racks to go with it. Like right now you only have what, Davril? Like a Go Blank rack style mirror. Alright, we'll bounce that so they can't Yorian blink it, but can't say we're too happy about it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, Shrieking Affliction, that's true. I always forget that one's around, but it's a good one. Yep, Yorian. We have to trial the Reflector Mage. Then next Elspeth will not be able to hit it. Spirited Companion. Bring out the Enchantment Dog. And Doom. They stack everything correctly, we lose everything. Yeah, it's looking pretty doomed for us. Bring out the Falconer here. Like Priam. Yeah, I can't imagine this is a matchup we want to see once they've gotten rolling. Another trial. Alright. Alright. You go. On to the next one. Alright. Bring in Liberator.
5, 4,
Spellbinder.
2, 1, 0.
Double holes not. Ooh, we don't want. Definitely want Thalia. That's fine. Reflector Mage isn't really it. An Adeline. This is where we want to be. Maybe Convol's good enough, just because they're going to be continually casting non-creature spells. We got something like an Aspirant, just because it's unlikely we're going to have a large board sitting around here. We're either killing them quickly or we're going to take over with all their enchantments. We'll see which one it is this game. Yeah, I feel like this is a deck that will keep peeking its head up, but depending on what the meta looks like. You're into the non-interactive decks, it's probably a good look. And I guess against a lot of the Lurrus decks, you probably feel favored just because you're slightly bigger. Curious how it does against like the Anvil mid-range style decks, or if it's more targeting the slower decks. It's always interesting when we start to see new archetypes break out. And again, even if they just end up being sort of meta decks, it's good to have more variety. So many good decks at least exist in Pioneer right now. So we saw either Humans or Winoda won today. I'm not sure which came first, which came second, and yesterday Lotus Field won. Week before we saw all Lurrus all the time. We saw some Phoenix have a great weekend. Blue-white. Just continuing normal rotation. One our opponent. Two. Alright. I don't hate this hand. We're gonna be able to cast all our things. Turn 2, we can just crack this glue. I don't hate hands like this, especially like an Adeline's so strong, especially at defending against Trial of Ambition. We'll just keep growing with the Mantis Rider too. This deck not having a lot of things to deal with the spell-based decks is interesting. I feel like it's got to be trying to attack more Lura style. Human. Save ourselves the 2 points in case we draw any other lands. Because with 2 of these, basically any land other than basic forest, which we don't run, can cast this. And if we did draw a pathway and had to choose green for Coco, we still have these, so we'll take the damage then. No need to take it now. Let me play Super Auto Pets, man. What I'm here for. Alright, let's see what we draw. Priam's fine. Alright, this definitely means I'm going to lead to just human. We'll attack, crack our clue. Probably lead on the Adeline here. Excuse me. See if we can hit Adeline into Coco or Adeline into Mantis Rider. I think I'd lead with the Mantis Rider and protect against Trial if we didn't already have the Inspector. Our Inspector Cluzo here. Alright, we return. It really is like a magic trick. Pull up Super Auto Pets, opponent will make an action. I'll just play over to the side here. They don't even know. Doge. Alright, we'll draw a card. Ooh, Liberator's really good. Oh, it's second Liberator, huh? Number 3. This lets us get in for 2, start growing this, then we can double Liberator if we need. Alright, here we go. Grow our offense a little bit. Alright, Elia's presence, you got it. Yeah, they have a Fatal Push. This Portable Hole for the Inspector? Sure. Yeah, Portable Hole is not where you want to be for this one. We also can just liberate that if we want. Ooh. Definitely like diversifying our threats here. Do this. Now we can do this. Which is this night or day 2, which we would like for sure. I'm gonna put it on the 1/1 token. A chump block here, that's also fine. Nope, so just getting for 7. Or sorry, because we get the extra one, 8. Alright. We just pop this. And white, blue. We just pop this. Get rid of a blocker. Put this on this so they can't trade with it. So you just block here, take 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, go to 1, lose your creature, and they have to Wrath right then or they die. Alright. Bounced back. Now what do we want? That's fine. Portable Hole. I don't know if we want a Portable Hole for their Portable Hole. It starts to just become a little too much. Still Still don't think we want the Reflector Mage. Adeline's good. Cathar. Shaper is really only... is fine. I think we still want the Falconer. I'm not as sold on the combo. Maybe we just do this. Let's try and get him dead here. Alright, this hand is slow. Very slow. I think this hand's better. Get rid of the extra Adeline. I mean, it's not a ton better, right? We're trading a 2-drop for a Coco. But I think we could draw one of our 8 1-drops and then we're off to the races. Otherwise, we're just sort of hoping on the same hand, but with Lieutenant to buff it up a little. Which, like, Lieutenant into Adeline. As long as you get a creature off of the first trigger of Adeline, it should be able to get in. It'll be a 3/3 on 3. Alright, that's not bad at all. Even Adeline, I think, is the card that turns off your ability to play Antha. Just trying to think of potential companions you could run with this deck. Yeah, they all share a creature type except Coco. I don't know the exact verbiage on that companion. Have to look it up. Alright, we'll play this. They might portable hole it, which then probably means we lead on. Wandering Light. Portable hole. Okay. I want to just leave this exposed. So now we have this. I'm okay. Undo that. 2 white, red. Trying to get a little bit of damage down. It's not a bad one. But we need to draw. Need to hit a land, then we can just sort of go off a little bit. They go fires into trial for us, because then they can just pick up the Yorion and just sort of start going after us. This is very similar to what happened in game 1 if they lead if they hit fires here. Omen, sure. What do they do with it? I've got a Yorion hiding out over here for later. Get the Adeline down next turn if they don't interact with our Mantis Rider. 2 on top. Ease. Land fires. Or land, okay. I'm gonna say land, Incarnation. Yeah, there's the trial, sure. I'm gonna get the Adeline down. We have the double spell next turn. Have to just kind of hope they don't have another trial here. Can't portable hole us. Enigmatic could get a Skyclave Apparition. Just another trial, sure. Yeah, it's like the worst case scenario of us not being able to have just an extra threat laying around. But keep going at it. Pack Leader into Aspirant here. We're getting dangerously close to just like being able to pick up Yorion, play Yorion, and it'd be good enough. Alright, so this will be 6 next turn, even before this, but if we can get the Falconer down, fires, yeah. The Yorion next turn is going to be backbreaking. We still need another land to do it, right? Only having 4 lands is pretty limiting. Alright, well. That's a beating. They draw a land. I think we need to just get... We can't get 2 creatures down no matter what, so I think we just need to play as if they're gonna not have the Yorion for next turn. If they Yorion this board, we're dead. So need them not to draw a land or quite a few number of spells. I'll split the counters here. So we split the counters, we draw another lieutenant, play double lieutenant. That's 5, 6, 8, 10. That's our lethal line. Is they do a bunch of things that aren't playing a Yorion or interacting with the board. And then we draw a lieutenant, play double lieutenant. That's exactly lethal. A lot of other lines that exist, but requires them to miss for 2 turns. Alright, Enigmatic's gonna make it very hard to win. Yeah. And Deputy, okay. Yeah, we're kind of doomed, because now they're gonna get to Skyclave, and then it's just a matter of time. They could even put Yorion to hand right now, if they wanted to. Like, you just sack the Omen here, right? Because then I guess you only need 1 trial if I'm stuck on creatures here. Yeah. Fires games much stronger than non-Fires games, it turns out. And I can't imagine they don't just get Skyclave here. Renegade, right? Yeah, alright, that's even better. Fair enough. Yeah, it is tough for us to beat the 7 pieces of removal draws. Yeah, because we're dead to just drawing a land from our opponent, I think. 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. They play their 5th land, I'll concede. Do the hover. There it is. Alright. You got us, opponent. Unfortunately, games 1 and games 3 there, we just like got stuck behind just enough mana. It's like one of those games back in the Modern Humans draws where an Aether Vial lets you get out in front of it, but without it, just playing a 1-for-1 game, they pull away. Same thing happened there. Like, we play a 3-drop, they kill a 3-drop, we play a 3-drop, they kill a 3-drop, and then we just fall behind intrinsically. Alright, try it again. See if we can't try and salvage a 3-2 out of this. Seventh Prophet. What spice do you have for me today, friend? Alright, well, this hand's pretty good. We have, I think it's a Lyris deck. Which Lyris deck are you? Feather or Burn, or they could be playing one of the, red-white, like the Mardu Anvil decks. Yep. Is this the Hidden Stockpile deck? This came in, if it is the Hidden Stockpile deck, it came in 6th today in the challenge. That would be interesting to see. Yo, Chris Clotide. Clotilde? Thank you for the sub over on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, well. They get a 1-1. They get a Fatal Push. That one they can play. Trying to Fatal Push this. Oh, this Mantis Rider is gonna have to do a little work. Yeah. They missed on land though. Red, blue, white. Get in for 5 here. We're gonna need this to be something good. We are in desperate need of a Coco. Cocos, lieutenants. Collector Mage isn't quite it. One of the things about this version versus like the humans versions of old, and by old I mean modern I guess, is you aren't so much a 5-color creature deck. This has to be much more human-centric because you don't have things like Ziggurat or you don't play the full 4 Confluence. We don't have like Rex Sage, Deputy of Detentions, things like that to sort of help us out a little. Like this. Sure. Play it second main. See if it incentivizes them to block or not. Whether they think we have another creature. Sack, gain life, but doesn't make a new 1/1. The treasure will though. The trample on this is quite good into the anvil. Plus, just Mantis Rider and Pack Leader alone is enough to draw. What 4 mana thing we doing here? 5 mana thing? Oh, Meat Hook Massacre for 3? Jeez. Oh, that's rough for us. Turns out Meat Hook Massacre very good into the all creatures deck. Alright. Well, we can pump this to draw a card. I'll trample through. 1 damage to player, sure. That's a good one. Either sack it here or sack the this ping. Yeah. I guess it ends up pinging either way with the anvil, so it's just gaining life. Polaris to hand. A command. Oh. We are running afoul of all the removal decks. I might play a second league, but probably play some blue-white control in the second league. Still have to work on an article for tonight, so yes. Okay, so this is the hidden stockpile version. Once we draw a Coco, I think we are pretty live to scoop this one up. We are just getting mid-ranged out. Opponent effectively takes over the game there. Alright. On our portable holes, shapers, liberators. Yeah, Pioneer Blue-White's very strong. Aspirant, Thalia's pretty good against them. I think we do need this though. Play Adventures? It just hasn't shown up anywhere. That's one of those things that, like, there hasn't been any developments in it. Though I would say Adventures probably gains a lot from the Triomes, so that is probably something I will try shortly after New Capena. Just on the basis that getting your Triomes means you can be the full 4 colors a lot cleaner. Leverage Omnath nicer. Okay, we're getting rid of probably this. Actually, we can't play this if we get rid of this. This way. Yeah, Adventures definitely is one of those decks that once we get the better mana base, I think will be a little bit more interesting. Because nothing's really changed since the last time I played it. Alright, let's see if we hit a land. Make this a 3/3, otherwise we're just on portable hold duty. Yeah. Back this, play Hidden Strings. Or not Hidden Strings, Hidden Stockpile, get a 1/1. Very cute. Yeah. Alright, we'll do this. Makes this a 3/3. This only triggers on their turn. We just want to establish enough of a board that hopefully if we can clear this out of the way, we're in good shape. Finally did the combo. How's it going, Ben? Little 3/3 for 2. Are not quite Nikadal. We'll take Surge. Oof. Well. You can have one, but you can't have them both. Ooh. Not a bad one for us. Yeah, definitely get rid of the stockpile. We could have gotten cheeky and got rid of this, but don't want to give them the chance to draw anything else that would trigger the stockpile. Yeah, and there's a good chance they have to chump there anyway. They also already knew about the hole, so there's not like we're getting a lot of value out of hiding it. What do we have? Opponent, Legion's End, the Lieutenant. Alright, well, we could use a green land. Get in for 6, trigger. Ooh, I like that one. Little egg. Egg to Fatal Push. Alright, well, Fatal Push puts him to 1. Yeah. Ooh, I like that one. A little late, but not too late. Ooh, let me see this. Sure. What do we got cooking? Mono black discard. Music Massacre. Ooh, I like this already. Spell Raid is the, yeah. Evoke Despair is interesting. This could be interesting. I think you definitely want probably to max out on meat hooks. Just because, like, otherwise your ability to deal with wide boards is just Extinction Event. So I think you probably want to look here, but like, this is a neat shell. You have to let me know how this goes, because I think there's a lot to develop from there. Mantis Rider? Nope. Actually, quite a neat idea. I think discard heavy decks. I played some Waste Not decks a little while ago. It's like 4-1ing with them. I feel like that's a card that might be included in that deck. Yeah, I feel like you probably want Waste Not as like your other pseudo what's it called? Your pseudo I'll remember words in a minute. Your pseudo second Shrieking Affliction. Just like another card that can sit around and give you value. Are they a Mad Lad? No. No. Yep, scry one. Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely at least a 2. Um, Probably think it could be between 2 and 4. Like, I think the first things I would look at would be like some more. Like, I think I might get rid of like Skull Raids or like the main deck Duress. Move those to the board. Add the other meat hooks. Add some waste knots. And go from there. I think from that shell, you're in a pretty reasonable spot to have something brewing. Like I said, you want something like Meat Hook Massacre to live that like ensnaring bridge effect the old 8-Racks deck had, where it's just like you can catch up from behind because you have a lot of cards that do not much. So if you don't have some catch up mechanics built in, you end up in a little bit of a tough spot. Especially if they like peel something good off the top and you just have discard left. Alright, this is buyback Luris, or is it pay 5, sacrifice Meat Hook Massacre? Pay 2 and hits. Damn. Alright, so they'll be able to flash this back, eat this if they want to. We need to find a Collect Company or a Mantis Rider here. Look at that. Skilled Magicians. That is assuming they don't just like, well, they can't sack and Fatal Push. Alright, there we go. Game 3. Yeah, Waste Not's one of those cards that like overperformed every time I played it in that deck. Just like casually giving yourself zombies too is big. Yo, the boat guy, thanks so much for the follow. Boarded windows, those are boarded window. What is boarded windows? What are you? Oh, this card? I don't think it does enough. Plus, like, yeah, I can't foresee a card like Boarded Windows doing doing as much as you'd like it to. I think it's one of those instances where like you're far enough off the effect we want that it's probably not worth considering. Oh, welcome back. Yeah, I was saying I don't think Boarded Windows really does quite enough for what you're looking for it to do. When looking at effects like that, it's like discount versions of Bridge aren't quite good enough. I'd portable hold this, I just don't think it's worth it. Here's our white mana. Alright, we're gonna play this because it gives us an opportunity to play this next turn if we draw a red source or a rainbow land. Dispute, sure. Yeah, they go back up to 7 cards. We're gonna Reflector Mage something. Rite of Oblivion this. But it like costs everything they have. Humans. The Human Foundation? Our boys and girls, the humans. What are they thinking about? Feed the swarm. I think I'm just gonna run it back. That felt like a show of weakness. Like, pay 3 mana, do nothing better, kill your creature. Yeah, like... Synthesizer, sure. Hit the land. What are we gonna do with it? Barbarian? Alright, human. Red, blue, white. I think I am gonna portable hold this, just get rid of their ability to, there we go, exile an anvil too. Bonus. Just like get rid of their opportunity to draw an extra card there, plus it takes it out of the graveyard for Lurrus. We draw a land, we're getting in for 8. We have them on 2-turn lethal, but this looks like it's going to be a second voltage. No, synthesizer, sure. Anvil. Anvil's actually kind of awkward here just because we're going over the top. I don't have a way to answer these Mantis Riders, they're going to be in trouble. We could just Reflector Mage this, and then do this next turn. I think that's fine. I mean, they have plenty of things to sacrifice for this, but... Deadly Dispute? Sure. That was going to get us either way. Alright, so they're at 13. They're going to go to 14. Hit him for 8. We go to 7. Is that just Big Meathook Massacre? Yeah. Alright. So they didn't sack the treasure. Get the 1/1. I guess they just want the ping too while they're at it. Or I guess they want it to live after. That seems fair. Alright, let's do this. Get our guaranteed damage in. And then we can add a lean to keep growing this. They can get Lurrus, play Lurrus. They get a land, they can play Terrarian. Yeah. Yeah, the triple Deadly Dispute here. Definitely burying us. Lurrus to hand. Take command, Rite of Oblivion. Yeah, that's doom. Yeah, they can flash it back too next turn, or even this turn if they really need to. We're just starting to hit the doom portion of this matchup. The Anvil decks definitely outgrind you, and Stockpile does a great job of making sure you never catch up. That's true. It does sort of get around it, but it's also just an expensive enough effect that I don't know if it gets it around it efficiently enough. Like at that point, you might just want to shave some number of those for the waste knots, because then it also gets around the discard problem where you just have other real cards. Alright, so they can either kill Adeline or the Lieutenant with the Rite of Oblivion. We'll see what happens here. We're in desperate need of some Coco revitalization. The Meathook Massacres. Very tough for us. Another one? Yeah, we're dead. I think they were just getting rid of all the creatures. Blech. Alright, alright. We get it, we get it. So I think Gyre Reach is probably a step too far. Like, because you don't have the Narset lock, you're never actually, like, locking your opponent out of things, and drawing your opponent extra cards in a matchup, in basically any matchup where you're like a discard heavy deck isn't great. Like I said, without some way to like punish it, I think you don't need it. I think you'd rather be drawing cards yourself, or doing things like Takanuma to buy back your Planeswalkers, or just doing stuff like either the Eye Tyrant and other things like that. Castle, even. I don't know if you'd be a Mutavault deck like the modern version was. You just have like extra ways to get your opponent dead. Oh, we're running the Gambit today. That's fair. But I think the idea is that, like, if your opponent's empty-handed, you're probably already doing alright, right? You have achieved your goal. And like, if your deck can't win from achieving its goal, then it's probably not quite strong enough. Alright, let's swap some super auto pets. That's the wrong button. See if this can relieve our poor start. And like I said, you fire up the auto pets and Moto is like anything but that. Alright, Moon 11. We're coming for our 50 play points, but not with this hand. This hand, though. This hand we're going to keep. Ooh, we have two cards that are both a specific land away from castable. Two Cocos. We're on the play. Almost assuredly correct to keep the Adeline, because we have to hit exactly a Rainbow land or one of our red lands for Mantis Rider. And the majority of our deck is white sources. Adeline's also just like the stronger card, I think, in most matchups. Really, we just want to hit land, I think. Or like Lieutenant land. Oh, is this like it's probably a Niv deck? I had to guess off of the one lane. Evolve counting toughness, let's go. Alright, we get two looks at a land, though we can't play the Adeline with the clue. I think we just need to try and hit our third land. Yeah, this is Niv. Unless it's a very slow start as something else. Ooh, not great. That's extra not great. The Fatal Pusher Inverse, sure. Yeah, this has not been the most electrifying showing for this deck, I will say. Office, sure. Yeah, so it is Niv. Alright. Wish we could have done both these in a turn, even if we couldn't have played this. Gets us to the point where we're drawing an extra card. Alright, they go to 16, go to 19, untap. We're very close to the if they play a Niv or a Bring to Light, we can just scoop them up. Yasharn. The big pig. Alright. Alright, at least we get this, but I don't even know. I don't even know if we attack. Probably not. If we drew a card, I think I'd suicide the 3/3, but without drawing a card, we're just waiting. Land Niv. We could Coco into Collector Mage. That our out. Yeah, red black. Maybe Bring to Light could be just straight Niv. I mean, Shadow's Verdict is, yeah, that's true. Evoke Despair probably means you have to stay towards the black utility lands, like Takenuma, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, things like that. Castle Locthwain. Yeah, Shadow's Verdict, I think, is the stronger play here. Though, I guess if we do, like, Coco into anything relevant, it makes it worse for them. I guess we can also just like do this, and basically rebuild our entire board before we Coco. Force them to have a second 5-drop here. I mean, they've done very little this game, so usually when that happens, if your first Bring to Light isn't a Niv, you'll have a second one already. We're just casually at 8, too. Big pig. Unmoored. Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Opponent. Just gonna raw call Double Collected Company. Yep. Opponent. Sometimes it do be that way. We draw two, at least. They're not good, but we draw two. Youth. Sometimes it be like that. I mean, I feel like we played in a way that doesn't give away we had Coco, but it's also entirely reasonable to just always name Coco there. Like, I think that's just the correct default name, probably. Alright, let's get in there. We can just regen this, so it gets in a ton more damage if they block here. If not, we just get into the extra points. Alright. Yep. Adeline for Yasharn, they take 6. Gain 2. We can't find Coco. But Lieutenant. More Mantis Riders. Strong. Yeah, it's K command cycle. Okay, okay. We got here. What's cooking? Little Dreadbore for our Mantis Rider. No, expressive. Okay, so they're digging hard. Kind of a bad look for them. Hey, how's it going, Vizim? Howdy, howdy. Thanks for stopping by. Saw you followed yesterday. Greatly appreciate it. Alright. We could have considered playing around. We want to keep our Rainbow Land open. Mantis Rider's not a bad one. Oh, glad you enjoyed the tier list. We had a lot of fun putting that one together. I think it's going to become more like a weekly staple. I enjoyed putting together all the data, and people really seem to like it. So, glad it was helpful. And, you know, we had Lotus Field 1. That was a B tier. A lot of good decks we listed out. Phoenix had a worse weekend this weekend. People adjusted to it. Blue White did pretty well. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to see how that 1K goes for you, Zim. Yeah, I enjoyed the tier list. The tier list gets posted early. The written version, anyway, gets posted early on my Patreon. And then I'll have to film it. Well, Calling Ritual is probably just going to kill us on the basis that they go to 11, they go to 13. We're going to be like a turn short. Even if they don't have anything, just from the Clothis. Yeah, tier list. Oh, okay, yeah, we're dead. What a shame. Man. Yeah, the tier list seemed to go over quite well. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. Bring in these. Bring in these. Things aren't great. We need Reflector Mage just to like try and push through for a turn. Luminarch, Vector. Just be Falconer. I don't think it actually gets us a lot of value here. I do donation deck lists. There's a note underneath the stream. Not Shell, actually, who innovates the Herald Storm combo, or Storm Heralds combo, was the last person to do donation lists, and we 5-0'd with it, which is nice. But yeah, I do donation deck lists. All the information's down below, and then I play them earliest convenience, and I try to make sure they're there at the very least. But it does tend to get recorded as well, in case you're not there. Yeah, a lot of Phoenix. Usually you want to be playing like. I know I said Blue-Eye Control had a tough Phoenix matchup, but talking with some people this week. Usually you want to be playing like. Don't mind the double echo. Pulling this up. This little section underneath here. For our friend who was asking. Yeah, I think you want to be playing some Blue-Eye Control with extra Rest in Peace. Is a good, Ah. Here, I'll just copy paste it for you. That's the down below part. Read before you click the link if you're considering donating. In case that was posted out of order. I think it was. Alright, this hand's great. Sanctuary is very good in this deck, but we're probably going to have to curve Experiment 1 Thalia Lieutenant. Just hope that Thalia is good enough. What we got? Ah, the Mono Black Discord deck? Yeah, I would definitely play this deck. Like I said, I like the Waste Not deck, and I think this is a very solid upgrade and take on it. Yeah, I would play it for you. Yeah, I think this is a sweet one. Alright, I think we need to just want to get aggressive with it, especially since they play things like Culling Ritual. I think we just have to.
Mono Black.
Hey, thanks so much, friend. Alright, I'll start loading it up now while we have a minute. If you're gonna stick around, I can play it right now. If not, I can play it on Monday. Just let me know which works for you. I'll run this Thalia out. Get in there. Alright, I think we have them in a position where if they don't have exactly Sylvan Caryatid, we might just run them over. They have the Caryatid though. Does make it a little awkward. Just play this. Yeah, I think we just need to try and curve them. I got no problem with it either way, but if you're gonna be around Monday, or I guess that's tomorrow, though technically today. If you're gonna be around today, being Monday, around 10 to 30, I'll look for you in chat, and we can do it tomorrow. We get a whole big thing out of it. Plus, I think this deck looks sweet. I definitely want to give it my full attention and not just sort of throw it in. But like I said, if you're not going to be around tomorrow, let me know. I'll be happy to throw it in today. Yo, okay, Smith, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Alright. Just good old humans things. PM. I am working full-time currently, so the only time I have to stream is generally pretty late Eastern time. But I do stream Monday, Thursday, and at least once over the weekend. Sweet. Alright, I will book you in 10:30. It'll be the first deck we play tomorrow. You are top of my list. Hey, thanks so much, K. Smith. Yeah, glad you could catch the stream as well.
That's it. That's gonna do it. Sky Mason.
Hey, thanks so much for the sub. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, a lot of people from the YouTube channel have been stopping by lately, which is great. Big love. Thank you so much. Hit you with a Zelda over there. Ooh, Fatal Push. I feel like we're about to get Culling Ritualed out of this universe. Yeah, the tier list went over really well. I think I'm gonna make that a weekly staple. Look at that. Love to see that. What is it? Humans and Winoda did really well this weekend. Lotus Field won a challenge. Like a lot of stuff that was in the like B C tier range did well, which I'm always happy to see. You got second? Congratulations. Great work. Were you on Winoda or were you on Humans? I know those were the two in the finals. Opponent at 2 life. Doom. Winoda? Fair enough. Yeah, Winoda cannot say I'm shocked that deck had a bit of a resurgence. Whenever we spin the wheel enough times, Winoda always comes out as a good deck. But congratulations, that's huge. I feel ya. I have 3 second places on Moto tournaments, but closing out that last W, man. It's the hardest inch. I always like the saying that worst place to be if you're not going to win the tournament is in second because it was so close. But second's a phenomenal finish. So the way I look at it is I want to do a focus on like the competitive meta. And again, until there's more paper tournaments, that's just going to be Magic Online. And the meta changes very quickly online. 2 weeks ago, we were in an all Lurrus meta. Then it switched to midrange. Now we're in the midrange killers deck. Stuff like Winoda pops up because you're so good into the midrange piles. And like the meta on Moto changes very much every week. So restricting it to decks that 3-1 or 4-0 a challenge and top 16, 3-1 or 4-0 prelims or top 16 a challenge means we're going to see radically different decks every week. You're still going to see staples, right? Like, I would be shocked if we go a week without, like, blue-white control showing up. But you'll get a variety of other decks. Like, this deck won the challenge today. Winoda's going to be on the list. Even though it was on the list, it's going to probably move up because it had such a good weekend. Partially because K-Smith, but also yesterday it top 8'd as well. Like I said, I think it'll shift around. If ever it ends up being a situation where I'm looking at the tier list, the information, everything, and it doesn't look like much changed, maybe I'll skip it that week, but I have a feeling we're going to see enough movement from the Moto meta. Yeah, 2 second places. That's definitely going to get at least some attention. Okay. We're kind of doomed. Our best out here... Did they take the Abrupt Decay, or did they take the Baron and Abrupt Decay? Alright, if they had taken the Culling Ritual, we had a chance. Yeah, I've been trying to... Ooh, our opponent's giving us some outs if they attack. Yeah, I think having a good qualifier of what makes the tiers is important because there's just too many decks in Pioneer if you leave it sort of up to interpretation of like what's worth ranking and what isn't. So I do a breakdown of 5-0 lists every time a 5-0 drops on my Patreon. I do a nice little write-up. Stock decks I kind of skip. I'll just write stock. Yeah, if there's something noteworthy, I'll write it, but otherwise really just try and every week put down the 5-0s that the trophy. We got to see some interesting decks. Oh, this one's doomed. We have died. We could draw a Coco, but even then it's probably doomed. Yeah, we take 10 down to 6. What could our Coco hit? We could hit double Mantis Rider. Okay, double Mantis Rider right here. Yeah, big fan of looking at the 5-0 lists. I have. If it's been on the 5-0 list in the last couple weeks, I have looked at it. I think I did look at the Sultai list. A friend of mine built the blue-black ninjas deck, and so I've been keeping my eye out for ninjas and rogues to see how they play out moving forward. All right. Unfortunately, humans did not play out how we would have liked. Felt like people were very ready for it, insofar as we played against a lot of decks that just did not care about our starts. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this content on either Twitch or YouTube. If you did, please like or subscribe. If you didn't, be sure to leave a comment down below. I promise not to read it. Until next time.